Y'all all right tonight? All right, good. Looking at a couple of things. What we have to do. We're looking to achieve a status. Y'all got me? A status. Y'all got me? In order to achieve that status, you have to have information. Y'all got me? So we look at the person that dispenses the information. Y'all got me? Marym Yahoo. Marym Yahoo. I know people might say, why ain't waste time talking about Pizzagate and all that? I don't want to know about that. Well, you just go ahead and you go to hell. Because you need to know what's going on around you. That's how you know how much affected you so you can make changes. That's just being honest. I don't know, a lot of y'all, sometimes y'all seem as though, it's not important, but you need to know exactly what you got going on with you. While I'm talking, let me see Ephesians. That's how you spell it. 6, 10. Other one get me Shafatin, 16. I want to say 20. Make it 19. I'll see. Matter of fact, give me the Marym Yahoo 3 and 14. Get that for me first so I can get it out of the way. 16 and 19. Listen.
Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahuwah, for I am married unto you, and I will take you, one of a city, and two of a family, and I will bring you to Sion, and I will give you Ra'ah, according to mine heart, which
I'll give you what now?
And I will give you Ra'ah.
A Raha, which is a shepherd. A Raha.
According to mine heart.
Which should do what?
Feed you with knowledge and understanding.
That's how we know that it will actually refer to us as Raha or refer to Raha, because that's what a shepherd is responsible for, the feeding. Y'all got me? So we can just prove that. Give me the book of Kaf, Aleph, 5 and 1. Five and 1. Listen.
The elders which are among you I exhort, who am also an elder, and a witness of the sufferings of the Mashiach, and also a partaker of the glory that shall be revealed.
That's what he told them.
Feed the flock of Elohim,
so
which is among you.
Elders are not just, they would use elders as just an elder. We're looking at shepherds. Y'all got it? Told them to feed the flock of Elohim, which is where?
Which is among you.
Taking.
The oversight thereof.
So you don't let them give it to you. Isn't that right? You take the oversight. Isn't that right? Not
by constraint.
Nobody shouldn't have to make you do your job, but
willingly.
You should have a desire to want to do that. And it shouldn't be for what?
Not for filthy lucre,
but
of a ready mind.
You definitely shouldn't be doing it for no corrupt, dirty money. A lot of times you got people out here, you can't get information unless you pay for it. Just being honest. They come down to it, he said willingly. Isn't that right? But your mind got to be ready. You got to be willing to be able to feed the people. Isn't that right? It got to be something that you got to actually desire to do. That's what he look at. He's going to give you rahas according to my heart, which is going to feed you with knowledge and understanding. Y'all got me? It's going to give us the discipline that's needed. You don't have to make nobody of Elohim that sent of Elohim to teach and instruct their people, make them do nothing. Y'all got me? It's in his heart. Okay. Let's look at something. At the Ephesians 6 and 10. I guess sometimes we don't actually sit back to consider how these people work. But let's look at something. This is Ephesians 6 and 10. Listen.
Finally, my Aki,
See that? Finally, my Aki.
be strong in Yahuwah and in the power of his might.
Y'all hear that? And in the power of his might. Listen what he told you to do.
Put on the whole armor of Elohim,
Listen what he told you. You had to put on the whole armor of all Ahim.
that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
See, and you know what the thing is? When Daoud started to go out to fight against Goliath, their champion, the first thing that Shaul did was arm him with his own armor. He put him on the same thing that he would have used. Y'all hear me? He didn't just go pick something up. He put him on. Let's see what happened. Aleph, Shumuel, 17, let's start about 26. And we'll read down. Let's see what happened. Listen.
And Daoud spake to the Anus that stood by him, saying, What shall be done to the Anus that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Yasharal?
Back me up at verse 20. Let's see what happened. Listen.
And Daoud rose up early in the morning, and left the sheep with the keeper, and took and went, and as Jesse had commanded him, and he came to the trench as the host was going forth to the fight, and shouted for the battle for Yasharal, and the Philistines had put the battle in array, army against army, and Daoud left his carriage in the hand of the keeper of the carriage, and ran into the army, and came and saluted his Aki. And as he talked with them, behold, there came up the champion, the Philistine of Gath, Goliath by name, out of the armies of the Philistines, and spake according to the same Dabarim, and Daoud heard them.
Listen.
And all the Anus of Yasharal, when they saw the Anus, fled from him, and were so afraid. And the Anus of Yasharal said, Have ye seen this Anus that is come up? Surely to defy Yasharal is he come up, and it shall be that the Anus who killeth him, the Malach, will enrich him with great riches, and will give him his daughter, and make his Abba's house free in Yasharal.
Yeah.
And Daoud spake to the Anus that stood by him, saying, What shall be done to the Anus that killeth this Philistine, and taketh away the reproach from Yasharal?
Y'all hear what happened? He want to know what should be done to the man that killed this Philistine. Because you got to look at what happened. When, first of all, if you look at us, the same thing happened. We're in disarray today. So you don't look at how the armies of these people are coming along. We're in disarray. Listen, we don't want to live in the same neighborhood with each other. We'd rather live with the other people that hate us. Isn't that right? Because that show we done came up and we done matriculated into a better lifestyle. Y'all hear me? We don't speak to one another. We're against it. This is the same thing that worked today. You just don't see how it works. And all of that, you look at the reproach that's been put on us, which is disgrace. We got a disgrace that's been upon us. Y'all got me? And we hadn't found nobody that's able to come to take it away from us. That was the purpose of Yahusha coming. Yahusha came to take the disgrace away from us. Y'all got me? And a lot of times we don't look at that situation. Let's see what happened. Listen.
For who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the army of the living Elohim?
Defy just means to go against. That's what happens when you commit sin. In the book of Aleph, Yehukanan 3 and about 3, it told you that sin is a transgression. It defies the law. So when you look at Goliath, we can see the premise. It goes against. That's what sin does. Well, we needed somebody to come destroy Goliath for us. That's a champion. That's what keeps us down. Y'all hear me? Listen.
And the people answered him after this manner, saying, So shall it be done to the Anus that killeth him. And Eliab, his eldest Aki, heard when he spake unto the Anus, and Eliab's anger was kindled against Daoud, and he said, Why camest thou down hither, and with whom hast thou left those few sheep in the wilderness? I know thy pride and the naughtiness of thine heart, for thou art come down that thou mightest see the battle. And Daoud said, What have I now done? Is there not a cause?
That's what we want to know. Is it not a reason? Is it not a reason? Same thing we look at Yahushua when he came. Was it not a cause? Huh? Everything had gone against what we had, what was living. What was living for us is the Dabarim. That's how we got life. when Yahushua testified in the book of Matthew, the 4th chapter in verse 4, when he was told to command them stone to be made bread, he said, it is written that man should not live by bread alone, but by every dabarim that proceeded from the mouth of Elohim, which is going to be the Pa. What's significant about the Pa? It's in the Aleph, showing its characteristic. The mouth, the Pa. You can't spell Aleph without the Pa. One of the characteristics you're going to find with the Pa, you're right, as well as you're going to find the utterance. But you're going to find the knowledge. But at the same time, you're going to find here the mouth. By every word that proceeded from the mouth of Elohim. We refer him as the Aleph. And we call him Elohim. Y'all got me? Which also derives from the Aleph. Y'all all right? Okay, I'm just checking y'all tonight. Come on, son, listen.
And he turned from him toward another and spake after the same manner, and the people answered him again after the former manner. And when the dabarim were heard, which Dawood spake, they rehearsed them before Shaul, and he sent for him. And Dawood said to Shaul, let no Anu's heart fail, because of him thy servant will go and fight with this Philistine. And Shaul said to Dawood, thou art not able to go against this Philistine to fight with him, for thou art but a youth, and he a Anus of war from his youth. And Dawood said unto Shaul, thy servant kept his Abba's sheep.
So you see now when you find Yarum Yahu, he said, I'm going to give you shepherds, Raham, according to mine heart. So he letting you know what a shepherd going to do, what a Raham do. He said, let no man heart fail. The man that was going to come and that was going to get us out from this state we were in, guess what he was going to be? He was going to be a Raham. The significant thing you didn't know when you found out about Dawood, he told you that Dawood was a man after his own heart. So it makes sense when we found Yahusha that they would have told her he want to know about the Mashiach. He want to know whose Ben was he. Because we were told we were going to be given a Raham, according to his heart, that was going to feed us with knowledge and with understanding. Y'all got me? What you got? Who? Al Shamut. Two and one. Let's see something. Listen.
And there went an Anus of the house of Lui, and took to Nashim a daughter of Lui. And the Nashim conceived and bare a Ben. And when she saw him, that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes, and daubed it with slime and with pitch. And
Come
put
down and give me verse 11. Listen.
And it came to pass in those Yamim, when Mashah was grown, that he went out unto his Aki, and looked on their burdens. And he spied a man of Mitzrayim smiting in Abari, one of his Aki. And he looked this way and that way.
I would want to say on the Aki when we do it. Ak, singular. Aki. Typically when the Y is being used, the yard is usually referring to plural. Some would say that the Ak would just single somebody that's not actually a key to us, but typically when the Y is used, the yard is usually signify a plural. Just like when we found with English discipline, they use S. Typically a Y would make plural, as we do with Shafa team, Yamin versus Yum. Y'all got me? Typically the Y being used signify plural. So I want to say when it's singular, but I think it said looked upon his Aki brethren. But when he seen one of his, did it say brethren a brother, brethren,
one of his brethren.
which would be one of them, which actually would refer to singular. Well, you could do double, plural, because you're talking about them, but you're only talking about one of them. Y'all got me? So we'll transition, and we do. Our goal is to make sure we get to perfection, and we go through. So I tell those watching in, just stay tuned, and we make changes and we make grabs. But our goal is to get to perfection at the end. No one person got it all. Everybody lying. Everybody got it all, they telling a lie. Anybody saying they give me sermon, you're a liar from hell. I don't know why my members ain't entertained on that foolishness. I don't get a sermon from nobody. Nobody don't tell me what to preach. Ain't no hand in my ass. Ain't nobody controlling my tongue but Yahuwah. Y'all got that? I don't know how y'all entertain none of that. Nobody tell me what to preach. And I don't ask nobody what to preach either. That's crazy. I've been doing it too long. Listen.
And he looked this way and that way, and when he saw there was no anus,
what y'all think Yahushua did when he was on the tube? He looked left and right. Exactly. You know what he saw? Wasn't nobody there. This is what he did.
He slew the man of Mizraim.
He slew the men of Mizraim.
And hid him in the
What's the
sand.
significance when we look at the man of Mizraim? Sin. Because Mizraim had you captive. Because when you look at how sin actually works, it starts willingly. How do we go into Mizraim? Willingly. Know what you got? By the sheet. By the sheet. 2:16. By the sheet. Three and 1. Well, no, I got some help now. I definitely hadn't known these words. Anybody gave me no sermon. I don't get sermon from nobody. I don't know what about teaching, whatever you want to call them, lesson. By the taught me, I don't know where nobody get that from. I don't know how people entertain it. I don't know how it be a thought in any of y'all mind. Any of y'all, you got to be damn retarded. Y'all think somebody gonna let me get up here and preach their sermon? They ain't gonna expose me. I'm going to preach somebody a lesson. They're not going to expose me. I run everybody down. Somebody going to let me get up here and I'm going to preach their lesson. What they wrote out, I'm going to get up here and I'm going to teach it, and they're not going to expose me. Hell, you got to be retarded. Listen.
And Elohim commanded the anus, saying, of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat.
Y'all hear that? Every tree of the garden you can freely eat. Listen.
But of the tree of the knowledge of Taub and evil,
listen,
thou shalt not eat of it.
Tell him why.
For in the yum that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die.
Listen.
And Elohim said, it is not Taub that the anus should be alone.
What you going to do?
I will make him and help meet for him.
At the 3rd chapter. 3 and 1. Listen.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Elohim had made, and he said unto the Neshim, yea, hath Elohim said, ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden.
Y'all hear that? He said, Elohim said that you should not eat of every tree of the garden. What happened?
And the Neshim said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim have said, ye shall not eat of it.
Tell them why, son.
Neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die.
Listen.
And the serpent said unto the Neshim, ye shall not surely die.
Listen.
For Elohim doth know that in the yum ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and ye shall be as Elohim, knowing Taub and evil.
Tell them what happened, son.
And when the Neshim saw,
when she was forced,
and when the Neshim saw,
when she was made,
and when the Neshim saw that the tree was Taub for food,
and what else?
that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired,
and
to make one wise,
what did the serpent do?
She took of the fruit thereof and did eat.
Willingly. Our fathers testified how we went out into Mizraim. And there, what happened later? They evilly entreated us. We went down willingly. Isn't that right? But you got it and you wind up staying. You know what happened once you get in with these people? You get stuck. That's the same thing happened with sin. You willingly do it. That's how a lot of got into fornication and drinking and smoking. You willingly do it. Nobody force it on them. And before you know it, you became a slave to it. That's how sin operates. But that's the purpose of sending you a Mashiach, or sending you a Husha, a deliverer, because you set in a situation where you need to be delivered. Even Shaul testified, "Oh wretched man, who shall deliver me?" Who's going to get us out from this captivity? Who's going to break us out from this bondage? That's the purpose of them coming. Look at the book of All Our Shemuts. Let's finish up chapter 2. What verse we at?
At verse 13.
At verse 13, listen.
And when he went out the second yom,
What happened?
behold, 2 men of the Amorim strove together. And he said to him that did the wrong, Wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
He want to know why are you hitting your fellow? Why are you fighting each other? Tell him what happened, Brandon.
And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
That's the same thing they asked Yahushua. Yahushua asked them about it. When they asked them to decide between two of our key. Isn't that right? He want to know who made me a rule, who made me a shafet over you. Listen.
Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the man of Mizraim?
That's the same thing people will do now. When you step and you start doing the thing that are right, that's of Elohim, people are always going to try to use your past against you. I don't let people use my past against me. I'm looking at my future. They say my future's so bright I got to wear shades. Isn't that right? Because you should be drawing closer to the light. Isn't that right? If you're doing what the right, what you do? You walk in an order. But if you ain't going to walk in an order, that means you're going to walk in darkness because you're going to hate an order. Isn't that right? You don't want your deeds to be reproved. I say, I ain't doing nothing in no corner. I ain't hiding or ducking nobody. Everything I say it plain. If I said it one time, I can say it 2 times. Everybody going to expose me for being no liar. And I said it. I just like Yahuwah said, I'm going to do it. Isn't that right? Listen.
And Mashah feared and said, Surely this thing is known.
Listen.
Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Mashah. But Mashah fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, and he sat down by a well.
You know what happened? That's amazing. What you got? Now we got to jump somewhere else right quick. Matayahu. I heard this. 16 and 9. Let's just read now. Listen.
Do you not yet understand, neither remember the 5 loaves of the 5,000, and how many baskets ye took up? Neither the 7 loaves of the 4,000, and how many baskets ye took up? How is it that ye do not understand that I spake it not to you concerning bread, that ye should beware of the leaven of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees? Then,
why you think he made that statement? Listen what happened.
Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread,
but what?
Of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
So let me ask you a question. Why did he just come flat out and just tell them, you need to watch out for what the Pharisees and the Sadducees teaching? He just told them, you need to beware of the leaven of them. He reminded them of something. So you don't remember about the bread? You remember previously what happened? He started reminding them of a certain situation. And the book said, then they comprehended what he never just told them flatly. Just flat out what he was saying, because you're dealing with people that you can't tell them everything. He talked to them in a way that you may call and say, okay, I got you. Let's see what happened.
When Yahushua came into the coast of Caesarea Philippi, he asked his taught one, saying, Whom do Anus say that I the ben of Anus am?
Listen.
And they said, Some say that thou art Yahuchanan the immerse.
Yeah.
Some are Yahu, and others Yaram Yahu, or one of the Nabah. He saith unto them, But whom say ye that I am?
Listen what happened.
And Shimon Cuff answered and said, Thou art the Mashiach,
the who?
Ben of the living Elohim.
Tell her what happened.
Yahushua answered and said unto him, Baruch, art thou Shimon Bar Yonah, for flesh and blood have not revealed it unto thee,
But who?
my Abba, which is in Shamayim.
Listen.
And I say also unto thee that thou art Cuff, and upon this rock I will build my assembly, and the gates.
I'll build my Bethel.
I will build my
They're going to
Bethel.
put church. They know it's got to be Beth, because that's going to be the house. That's what they're going to claim. That's what they call church house. Anything they can do to try to copy us. So you're going to realize he got to build his Beth. I'll say Bethel. Which would be house of Elohim. Or he used the Beth. The Beth is going to refer to the land. It's going to refer to the house. Y'all got me? Listen.
And the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
The dollars of hell ain't going to prevail against it. Listen.
And I will give unto thee the keys of the kingdom of Shamayim.
You know what gates are? Gates are also used to circle around something. So what now? Exactly. Now you know they're going to come against it. What does you use gates for? People put gates around their house. He lets you know the gates because they're going to surround us. And he lets you know they're not going to prevail against it. He just told you he's going to build his Shamayim. He's going to build his Beth. Well, the next thing he'll let you know about what most people going to put a gate around it. Well, they're going to encircle his house. But I'm going to let you know they're not going to prevail against it. If you don't listen to conversation, you ain't going to get it. What else? You see houses with gates around them. They can be used to keep something in or keep something out. Well, he told you the gates of hell are going to be used to keep us out and to keep people in. Keep them entrapped to try to keep them from getting out. But he said they're not going to prevail against it. What you think keeping people from coming here? The works of the devil is what keeping people from coming in here. The gates of hell are seven. What they looking at? He the devil. But yet, ain't got no video busting me off a line and stealing and defrauding people or molesting kids. But let's go check these people's track record. Sowing discord. Lying. Just flat liars. Huh? Thieves. Crooks. Everything been told not to do, they do it in the way. Adulterers. What you think the gates of hell going to do? The gates of hell provide the setup to make it look like it's the wrong place. What y'all think these people going to wind up doing us out the wild? Y'all really don't have no idea. Let's finish and listen to what he told you.
And whatsoever thou shalt bind on our wrists
Shall do what?
shall be bound in Shamayim.
And what else happened?
And whatsoever thou shalt loose on our wrists
Shall do what?
be loosed in Shamayim.
Listen.
Then charged he his
Then
taught
did
ones.
what now?
Charged he.
What you using? What word is there?
Charged.
What's the next word?
He his taught ones.
What's the word?
Disciples.
Man. Mattitis, which is going to deal with learned or pupil or students. What's wrong with this word? What letters in him? What's wrong with that? Say what? I can't hear you. We don't have no E's. Good, because this is not Abarita, it's Greek. So I'm going to tell them about this is a Hebrew word, or Abarine word. When you find the word disciple, you're going to find disciples, which is going to be Latin. That's how it later translated in English to disciple. The Greek word where it actually originated from would be Mattitis, which is going to refer to a pupil or students, which are taught by an expert, which is going to make him a lineman. All right? Listen.
Then charged he his Mattitis that they should tell no news that he was Yahusha HaMashiach.
This had nothing to do now. Then charged he what now?
He his Mattitis
Pay attention.
that they should tell no news that he was Yahusha HaMashiach.
Listen why.
From that time forth began Yahusha to shew unto his Mattitis how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and Rosh Kohan and scribes and be killed and be raised again the third Yamim.
At the second chapter again, please, sir. Your Allah Shamut, chapter 2, verse 13. Y'all pay attention. Listen.
And when he went out the second Yom,
Pay attention. When he went out the second Yom,
behold, two Anus of the Abarim strove together.
and what happened?
And he said to him that did the wrong,
What did he say?
wherefore smitest thou thy fellow?
Yeah,
And he said, who made thee a prince and a judge over us?
yeah.
Intendest thou to kill me as thou killest the man of Mitzrayim?
Intended thou to do what?
Kill me
You plan on killing me? Like who?
as thou killest the man of Mitzrayim.
Listen what happened.
And Mashah feared and said,
Listen what he
surely,
did. He feared and said, what?
surely this thing is known.
What happened?
Now when Pharaoh heard this thing,
What happened?
he sought to slay Mashah.
Why you think he told his Matitas, don't tell nobody? Because surely this thing be known, they going to kill me. In Ukanon 5:39. Listen,
Search the scriptures,
search,
for
in them,
you think ye have eternal life.
and they are who?
They
Which do what?
testify of me,
Tell them what happened.
and ye will not come to me
For what reason?
that ye might have life.
In the third chapter, he told you why people won't come. He said they hate our order. So he just said, come to him. Which one is he? Is he our order or is he the son? He both. He both. So right there, he just told you he was both. He told you he that do it, he that hated the light. He told you in the 15th chapter, in the they hated me without a cause. That's why you won't come. Anytime that you sit around and you commit sin, you willingly get yourself entangled. After that point, you're caught. You hear me? So now, because people don't want to break away from it, you know it becomes a hatred. This is what we find now. People have a hatred for him. A lot of times you guys don't see it in that fashion, but when you lying, when you stealing, when you're covetous, when you're lusting, when you're backbiting, when you disobeying, when you commit fornication, adultery, homosexuality, it's because you hate it. So it's got to be put in that form. People say, well, I just be doing wrong, but I don't hate him. You're a liar. You do hate him. Your action proves you hate him. Because you didn't hate him, you'll do what he told you. That's why it just sometimes, it be hard for me to do it. What you just told me? You're a transgressor. Wherever transgressor is hard. He said, my yoke is easy and my burdens are light. Sometimes he's saying, your burdens ain't nothing like it be for a sinner. Huh? In the 57th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu, verse 19, he said, ain't no shalom to the wicked. Ain't that right? None. There's none to Rasha. Y'all hear me? He said, you just like the troubled sea when it cannot rest. You know what you do? You cast up mine dirt, the same thing you did to him. Ain't that right? That's what they do because they couldn't rest. When you wicked, you can't get no rest. Trouble, you're going to keep troubling your mind, going to keep troubling. But part of it is to try to turn you. Part of it to kind of turn you. That's the purpose of him coming. When he sat on the ship, he told, shalom. Huh? And man can come if you got a mind and a heart to really be saved. Your way ain't hard as people think. A lot of y'all be telling about these hard times y'all had, these struggles. I know what you got going on. It's sin. I got a whole lot of stuff going on, but I got shalom in the midst of a storm. Huh? When they were storming out on that ship, it was storming for him too. But you know what he was doing? He was fast asleep. He was fast asleep. You know, let them know they ain't hit me nail time. That's what he was doing. The boat was rocking for him. He wasn't sitting there, the boat was still for him down the bottom. It was rocking for him too. Ain't that right? Boat was water coming. It would come on, but they came and found him. He was fast asleep. Look at them and say, you can't get no rest, huh? It's hard on you, ain't it? That's what we got to do, y'all. We got to break that mentality we got. Y'all break away from that foolishness and get on. I told you, it's one thing to laugh and have fun. It's another thing when you're looking at you living in error. You can't break away from committing sin. You're just a natural born liar. You're just a major #1 hypocrite. That's dangerous. At some point, there has to be a fear of Elohim. You got to fear judgment is coming for us. He told you, as it is appointed under our noose once, after this, the judgment coming. That man was once offered the better. So after this, for them that looked, he's going to appear a second time. He's not coming back for no sinner. He's not coming back for no sinner. He's coming back for the elect's sake. Y'all got me? This is your only final and opportunity for you to sit here to make this offer on the table. You won't get another one. Isn't that right? He told you that you hear my voice. In the provocation. That's when they provoked me. He said when they tempted me and proved me and saw my work 40 years. Wherefore? I will grieve with them. It's bad when you grieve. And the book told you to grieve not the raw hakadah whereby you sealed unto the day of redemption. He said, I will grieve with that generation. And I wind up getting mad. I wind up swearing. They ain't going to enter my rest. He said, because the way of shalom, they hadn't known it. It's showing your actions. You can't let people get you out of character when it comes down to what he told you to do. Now, people can judge and say, to me, he don't act like that's your mama. As long as you ain't got book to condemn it, I ain't worried about your mama. I got book to condemn your behavior, though. Book condemns your behavior. Y'all hear me? And when book condemn it, it's time to get it right. That's everybody. All right, let's finish out what he told her. Listen.
I receive not honor from a noose.
Tell him why.
But I know you.
What happened?
Ye have not the love of Elohim in you.
Tell him why.
I am come in my Abba name.
And what happened?
Ye receive me not.
Listen.
If another shall come in his own name,
tell him what you'll do.
Him ye will receive.
Listen what happened.
How can you believe which receive honor one of another?
And receive what?
Honor one of another, and seek not the honor that cometh from Elohim only.
Listen what happened.
Do not think that I will accuse you to the Abba.
Listen.
There is one that accuseth you.
Who?
Even Mushah, in whom ye trust.
Tell them why, son.
For had ye believed Mushah,
had they believed Mushah,
ye would have believed me.
Who was he talking about?
For he wrote of me.
He said, surely this thing is known. Because he's sitting around asking them, who people saying I am? And when Cuff told him who he was, you the one that's slaying sin. Don't tell nobody. Surely this thing gonna get out. Why y'all think they came to kill him? They already knew what he came on the scene to do. Word got back to the head captains, to your rulers. That's why they wanted to take him down. They already knew he was on the scene. That's why they were seeking. He know, surely this thing is known. Once he done sat here and told him, they knew about him from flesh. They knew about Mushah from flesh and blood. He said, you gonna kill me like you slayed the Egyptian. That was flesh and blood. But he realized when Cuff told him, he said, flesh and blood didn't reveal it, but my Abba, which is in Shamayim. But after that, you know what he told him? Don't tell nobody. Then they gonna know what I'm here to do. But he know one thing you do. When you want a nigga to tell something, tell him don't tell it. Tell a nigga go tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you must think I'm your flunky or something, nigga. I ain't passing your message. You say, shh, don't tell nobody. I ain't supposed to be telling y'all this. That's it. You know how you gotta do it. They gonna do the opposite of what you tell them. Then he told them clearly, tell them, see that you tell nobody, because he already knew. See, that whole story you read was about him. Mushah, threat against them was a threat, because one thing y'all missed, Mushah came from them. Mushah was learning all their wisdom and in their ways. Well, guess where the devil came from? He knew exactly. This man was learning all their ways. I already know your tactics. I already know how you work. I already know your ideas. So it is definitely to his advantage to take him down. Just like it's their advantage to take me down and take down other people that are of similar talent and greater. You hear me? Because you already know how we work. See if that's 2 Corinthians. No, 1 Corinthians 2 and 6. Let's see what I want. First Corinthians. Man, I used to have a memory. And we're going to finish up that Allah Shamut. Listen.
Howbeit we speak wisdom among them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this Aritz, nor of the princes of this Aritz that come to naught. But we speak the wisdom of Elohim in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Elohim ordained before the Aritz unto our glory, which none of the princes of this Aritz knew.
Tell them what happened, son.
For had they known it,
what would have happened?
They would not have crucified the Malach of glory.
Yeah.
But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of Anus the things which Elohim hath prepared for them that love him.
He told you when it came down the car, he said flesh and blood didn't reveal it. Said the Abba head did it. Listen.
But Elohim hath revealed them unto us by his Ruach.
Yeah.
For the Ruach searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of Elohim. For what Anus knoweth, the things of an Anus, save the Ruach of Anus which is in him.
Yeah.
Even so the things of Elohim knoweth no Anus,
yeah.
but the Ruach of Elohim.
So if we're looking at that man don't know the things of Elohim, what's going to be needful for us? Exactly. We're going to need somebody to teach us. Got to have a Raha. Ain't that right? What you got? At the Yeshayahu. Should have talked about taking advantage of us. Let's say together. Isn't that 2 Corinthians? 1 Corinthians? 2 Corinthians, no, 2. Is it 2 Corinthians 2? 13, 9. Read down, see. Yeshayahu. 2:11. 2 Corinthians. Hold that. Yeshayahu 54. Just read 9. And we'll come back to 2 Corinthians. Give me 2 Corinthians 2 and 10. Listen.
54 and 3.
What did I say? Go ahead, Val. Listen.
For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame, for thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more. For thy Maker is thine husband, Yahuwah of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer, the Kudash one of Yasharal, the Elohim of the whole Aritz, shall he be called.
Yes.
For Yahuwah hath called thee as a Nashim, forsaken and grieved in Ruach, and a Nashim of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy Elohim. For a small moment have I forsaken thee.
I hear what he told him. He said he called him as a Nashim in her what?
For Yahuwah hath called thee as a Nashim forsaken and grieved in Ruach, and a Nashim of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy Elohim.
Alama. The reason y'all need to know about Al-Amah, because you'll find that. Hold what you got in the book of Yeshayahu, chapter 7, verse 12. Listen.
But it has said, I will not ask, neither will I tempt Yahuwah. And he said, hear ye now, O house of Daud. Is it a small thing for you to weary Anus?
If it's a small thing for you to weary Anus.
But will ye weary my Elohim also?
He said, but will you weary my Elohim also?
Therefore Yahuwah himself shall give you an ot.
Listen.
Behold, and a Bethula shall conceive.
He said a Bethula. Now what is a Bethula? Virgin. Read what they got on them.
Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son.
The problem is he never made that statement. He told him Al-Amah. All of them mean she was of age. She was of age. That's what he told them. He never told them a virgin. They were looking for a girl that was going to be of age. If these people come around talking about she was a minor, these people are lying. She was of age. She was a Beth-Ula, but that's not what he said. See, this is what we learn with just kind of going and looking over stuff, and a lot of people look smart. Because, hell, they got the books. All they have to do is give people the books so everybody know the same thing. But everybody try to look smart in everybody because they try to hide information. It's just not recorded in our book. So when you hear people preaching, they say, well, read what it says.
Therefore, Yahuwah himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son.
See, you don't know nothing. See, you ignorant. You don't know the language. You don't know. Hell, this is a King James transliterated version. Not translated, transliterated. They went with virgin because she was a Beth-Ula. But that's not what he said. He told you that a girl was going to have a baby that was going to be of age. Y'all got me? I can prove that she was. The problem becomes, that's just not the statement he made. Now, to those that out there, you're going to look now, you look stupid and dumb. You don't know nothing. All I got to do is just give you the book. Everybody out here gaming people. Y'all gaming people. What's your profit? What's my profit in watching people go wrong? What's the profit in you watching people go wrong? Just tell the people it ain't there. Everybody playing games out here. Now, I can prove she was. Y'all got me? Listen to her statement. Order y'all. Order y'all. One, I don't know. Let me see if it's 30. Maybe I'm down too far. 34 come to mind. So what? It's 27. I went down too far. Give me 20. 23. Other one, before you get me that, let me see something. Goodness, let me see my mind. Y'all got me working today, don't you? Yarum Yahoo. Oh, goodness. Let me just see something. 20. I'm out here. Let me see what 14 read down. Let me see what this says. I'm out here. See something. Listen.
Cursed be the womb wherein I was born.
Pay attention. Curse.
Be the womb wherein I was born.
That's beautiful. Just hold that. We'll come back. We'll visit that. Pick me up over there at the book of Order Y'all 123. Listen.
And it came to pass that as soon as the Yamim of his ministration were accomplished, he departed to his own house. And after those Yamim, his Nashim, or Yashaba, conceived and hid herself 5 moons, saying, Thus hath Yahuwah dealt with me in the Yamim wherein he looked on me to take away my reproach among a noose.
Come on.
And in the 6th moon, the Malachi, Gabriel, was sent from Elohim unto a city of Galilee named Nazareth to a virgin espoused.
Wow. Come on.
To a Anus, whose name was Yahusuf of the house of Daoud, and the virgin's name was Marym.
Come on.
And the Malachi came in unto her and said, Hail, thou that art highly favored, Yahuwah is with thee, Baruch art thou among Nashim.
Come on.
And when she saw him, she was troubled at his saying, and cast in her mind what manner of salutation this should be.
Listen.
And the Malachi said unto her, Fear not, Marym, for thou hast found favor with Elohim, and behold, thou shalt conceive in thy womb, and bring forth a ben.
Y'all hear this? She's going to conceive in her womb and bring forth a son. Listen.
And shalt call his name Yahusha.
Listen.
He shall be great, and shall be called the Ben of the Highest, and Yahuwah Elohim shall give unto him the throne of his Abba Daoud.
Listen.
And he shall reign over the house of Jacob forever, and of his kingdom there shall be no end.
Listen.
Then said Marym unto the Malachi, how shall this be?
She want to know how this is going to be.
Seeing I know not a anus.
She want to know how this is going to happen. I ain't never been with a man before. Never had relations with a man. And she want to know how exactly is this going to happen. What happened?
And the Malachi answered and said unto her, the Ruach HaKudash shall come upon thee, and the power of the Highest shall overshadow thee. Therefore also that Kudash thing which shall be born of thee shall be called the Ben of Elohim.
Beautiful, beautiful. Y'all got me out here now. We ain't supposed to be dealing with this. Well, to prove the woman out anyway, huh? That's what we sit here to do. Your Ukanon. $19. 36. Well, he gonna go ahead and he gonna get me. Go ahead and finish that up. Yarum Yahoo, 20 and 14. Yarum Yahoo, 20 and 14. Other one hold me your Ukanon, 1936. Listen.
Cursed be the womb wherein I was born.
Listen.
Let not the womb wherein my mother bare me be Baruch.
See that? Listen.
Cursed be the Anus who brought tidings to my Abba, saying, a Anus child is born unto thee, making him very glad.
Listen.
And let that Anus be as the cities which Yahuwah overthrew and repented not, and let him hear the cry in the morning and the shouting at noontide, because he slew me not from the womb, or that my mother might have been my grave in her womb to be always great with me. Wherefore came I forth out of the womb to see labor and sorrow, that my Yamim should be consumed with shame.
Oh, what you got? At the book of your Ukanon, 1936. I'm going to get me about a sheet. Two and 6. Listen.
For these things were done, that the scripture should be fulfilled.
Like what?
A bone of him shall not be broken.
Listen.
And again another scripture saith, they shall look on him whom they pierced.
Listen.
And after this, Joseph of Arimathea, being a Methodistus of Yahusha, but secretly for fear of the Yahudim,
What happened?
besought Pilate that he might take away the body of Yahusha.
And what happened?
And Pilate gave him leave.
And what happened?
He came therefore and took the body of Yahusha.
Pay attention. He came therefore and took the body of Yahusha. What happened?
And there came also Nicodemus,
Who did what?
which at the first came to Yahusha by night,
And what happened?
and brought a mixture of myrrh and aloes, about 100-pound weight.
Yeah.
Then took they the body of Yahusha,
Then
and
did
wound
what?
it. Then took they the body of Yahusha,
And did what?
and wound it in linen clothes with the
Yeah.
spices, as the manner of the Yahudim is to bury.
And what happened?
Now in the place where he was crucified, there was a garden,
Yeah.
and in the garden a new sepulchre,
A what?
a new sepulchre,
Or know what?
a new sepulchre,
What was significant about it?
wherein was never anus yet laid.
Told you I can prove she was Be'ula. Had no man never been in there before. He ain't never been there before. It's just he didn't see it. See how it's still right. So you got to have somebody to prove it out. That's the only way he told you about that. You need to know the difference. About a sheet, 2 and 6, or the y'all. $3.38. So that's what I want. 2 and 6. About a sheet. Listen.
But there went up a mist from the Aritz and watered.
Back me up at verse 5. What happened?
And every plant of the field before it was in the Aritz, and every herb of the field before it grew, for Elohim had not caused it to rain upon the Aritz, and there was not a noose to till the ground.
Yeah.
But there went up a mist from the Aritz and watered the whole panim of the ground.
What happened?
And Elohim formed a noose of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and a noose became a living soul.
Which is going to put us back at the paw again. Why? Mouth. Not only that, you're going to get the blowing. You know what's amazing? If one of you guys fell out on the ground, that's amazing. You're getting what they call CPR, wherein you would blow life back into them. It's not, see how, it's amazing they just come up with this test. I wonder where they could have got it from. Where you take a body, it's stretched out, and clear the passageway, and you lay back there and you begin to blow, putting life back into the body. That's why I refer to as wind, sometimes the breath of life. You'll find that when your Kazial, when he told him to Nabal, he said, and the wind blew. He's talking about the Ruach, referring to the life. Y'all got it? And it caused them to take on. When they took on that, he caused the breath to blow. And that's when they all took life on. They were already formed and fashioned. They were already down, dead. Can these bones live? He told him to Nabah. The Nabah be flowing. Start to flow. Where in the Dabari, which is life, would start to go, which would cause the Ruach, which would be symbolism to the breath, which is the same thing you do to a person that was out. You're going to breathe breath into it, breathe life back into them. That's what we get from the Dabarim. None of this stuff ain't hard to figure. Again, I quote a statement that the book clearly tells us, for the invisible things of Elohim are clearly seen. And where he blew into him the breath of Allah, blew into him the breath of life. Come on, order y'all. 3:38. Listen.
Which was the ben of Enos, which was the ben of Seth, which was the ben of Adam, which was the ben of Elohim. Chapter 4.
No, that's good. When we went down, we found everybody's lineage. So you find the connection when they come down to him from beginning to the end. Y'all got it? He came right down and gave you everybody's lineage. But when you got to Adam, you can't find an Abba. You cannot find an Abba, signifying that he was the son of Elohim. There was no man you could put there for his father. The same thing he asked them when they came down to the 22nd chapter of the book of Matthew, verse 41. Listen.
While the Pharisees were gathered together, Yahusha asked them, saying, what think ye of the Mashiach, whose ben is he?
Did he ask you whose son Yahusha was? He asked you about the Mashiach. Whose ben is he? Listen.
They say unto him, the ben of Daoud. He saith unto them, how then doth Daoud in Ruach call him Malach, saying, the Malach said unto my Malach, sit thou on my right hand till I make thine enemies thy footstool.
What happened, son?
If Daoud then call him Malach, how is he his been?
That's what he want to know. He needed them to answer that for them. Because it doesn't make sense that the Malak was his son. He just told me in conversation, he want to know how was he talking in the Ruach. He was Naba. How was he Naba? And yet he's saying that this was his son. Because we're talking the difference between the flesh, but he asked you concerning the Mashiach. The Mashiach wouldn't be his son. That's going to refer back to the Abba. Y'all all right? Hang in there, sticks. Y'all hang in there. A lot of information. A lot of information. That's what he wanted to know. He didn't ask him about Yahusha. That's going to be easy. We just went through Yahusha's his lineage. That's easy to cover. We just read his lineage. We can read on both ends and tell you whose son he was. That did not give you no lineage of the Mashiach. There's going to be 1, 2. Yahuwah, Mashiach. No in between. Y'all got it? Okay. Come on back to I had you at the 54th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu. I don't know, then we kind of went off on stuff, didn't we? Because we started talking about the young girl and it ran us off on other stuff, didn't it? Did y'all learn anything? Good, Ta'ud. This is the 54th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu. We left off at what, verse 11, verse 12? Do you remember? We're above that. We started at
verse 7.
Verse 3? Because I had 54 and 9. What verse you left off? 7?
Yes, sir.
You started 3 because you did what you want to do.
You told me to start at 3.
I bust that ass. Open the gate. Come on out there, baby boy.
I apologize.
You should. Come on, son. When you asked me that, I said, what did I tell you?
You said verse 3.
Brandon, is he conscious?
I thought he said 3.
How many of y'all heard me tell him to read verse 3? Come on, son. They're finna read 7 now.
For a small moment have I forsaken thee.
Yes, you did for a small moment. That's it. Read your condemnation. Come on.
But with great mercies will I gather thee.
So that's the same thing we look at with Yahusha. When he cried out, all Yahoo. Huh? That's what he asked, why had thou forsaken me? See, when he cried that out, he already knew it was on a temporary state. See, that's what we got to learn in him. A lot of times when things go on and you start to feel like you cry, you feel like you've been left, you got to maybe revert back to the scripture. What you think kept him in peace? Whose mind? That's why he didn't have time. And sometimes you got to learn when you can't allow other people to become a distraction. Sometimes people don't look at, here you are already suffering. You got people throwing stuff at you. People giving you stuff that's the wrong stuff for you. People ridiculing you. People criticizing. Then you're dealing with your own internal struggles. Not to deal with your pains and your, and other things you're doing, torments. Your own questions, your own ideas, your own ideology. Yet he kept his mind still stayed on the Abba. A lot of times where you guys fault and fell at, because the stuff y'all try to do, y'all try to achieve excellence with one another first except for him. The easiest thing for everybody to do is do what he told us. Seek ye first the kingdom of Elohim and all his sadiq. Then this stuff here will be added unto you. Relationship, car, house, better job, peace of mind, better health. The problem where we all fell at, we try to conjoin all this stuff together, and it don't work that way. Y'all got me? What you got to do is you got to establish your stuff to where other stuff don't cause it to fall. And that's what a lot of when you go and put all that stuff in now, house, job, career, and other stuff, and compile that, all somebody do is go and move a job. You just took away some of the stability of what you built. Huh? All you got to do is a pay cut. When you start to put all this stuff in your wall, once it get fat, and once all this stuff get fat, it can join in. And then when it get tried and tested, that's where your fall going to come. Y'all pride. A lot of y'all built on pride. A lot of that stuff prove y'all, because soon as the test going to come, y'all forget, every man work going to be tried by fire to see what sort it's of. Hey, why I'm going through, why I'm suffering? Because he's trying to show you what your work made of. Shit. Nothing. Nothing you can use. You can put the TM on if you want to. I'm not. Truth doesn't matter a lot. You ain't got shit. You need to know it just like it is. Because you look at how you fought and how you feel. Look how y'all crash and crumble. Because you ain't built no nothing. How many times y'all seen me break down I can't make it? How many crumble we had to have a counselor trying to get me back on target and get me back up? I wonder why. How many times I had to drag me, tell me I can't do it too much. I'm too young. Why I get all this? I don't have these conversations. I couldn't imagine these conversations. Standing in the job I got to do, that makes absolutely no sense. I can't see it. I can't see it. It don't even make sense. I do just like Daoud said, let no man hard feel it. That servant and kept his apple sheep. This ain't my first time keeping sheep. Y'all hear me? Now, listen, I look at it, man, you just got to be built, stuff happen. I get news all the time, stuff happen. I get something should be just like that, get some news. I say, hey, what happened? I say, oh, here it come now. That lad come, that means this ain't as easy as I thought it was going to be. I had to keep moving. I get screwed, messed over, lied on, everything. I still had to keep moving. And go with the job. Let's go with the job. I had to look at the man I'm following. Nobody gave him no break saying, damn, I don't want to do that to him. He'll get it to him. I'll do it. Somebody throw. People don't care. When you down, people just jump on top of you. I got to stand. How am I going to come out and tell me, man, come on, the man down. No. I got to keep standing. Nobody going to give me no break. People, folks, they don't wait on my fall. Are y'all serious? Wow. I got to keep pushing. And you know the thing about it, though? Ain't about making me push. I want to push. That's just being honest. I ain't got to have no meet with nobody, get no encouragement from nobody. I do it anyway. I already know what people going to do because people want you to be where they at. Yeah, they inconsistent. They lack what they need to do in the simplicity of what they need to do, and their mind stayed on too many other things to look at the important part of these people. A lot of folks out there, why? If they were doing what they had to do, a lot of them won't have time to watch me now. Yeah, they be working. You know what they ain't going to do when I go home? Watch nobody else. I'm one of the only people I know when they ain't doing it, I'm doing something. People come and say, Pat, you doing anything? I say, I'm always doing something. What you doing? Nothing, and that's still something. When I'm doing nothing, I'm doing more than most folks that doing something. So I'm always doing something. Add up what they're doing to my nothing, I say, hell, I'm still working. That's only when you're good. Y'all all right? That's how you got to be in your, listen, you already got to expect people to come. I'm just like EU. Hell, I'm just waiting on them to come give me the news. I know right behind it, here comes some more news and some more news. You got to expect it. He done told me, let me see. It's impossible. Offense must come. Why in the world I'm sitting here talking about what ain't going to happen? Why? That don't even make sense. It's impossible. Why am I sitting around now to believe the impossible dream? This is crazy. Man said, it's impossible. Offense got to come. But he did let me know to the people that do it, though, destruction to them. See, that's my consolation. He tell me that, see, that's what they don't hear. The people that bring it to me are the people that's going to pay for it. Y'all all right? See, in that, when you're hearing what's coming and see I'm like a death sentence, you got to hear the part of put the people that do it to you. I got something that's going to happen to them. Destruction coming to them. Y'all got me? Y'all got to learn how to formulate this in your mind and learn how to operate. Realize there's certain things you're not. Rudy, go get you some coffee. Get you some coffee, Rudy. You drink coffee? Start today. Come on, son. Get you some coffee. Go ahead. You smoke crack? He ain't answer that. Hell, he hollowed coffee so fast, he smoked crack. That just said. Hell, I'd answer that quicker than he had. Like the coffee was a sin, didn't it? No! Get that out. I ain't never drunk no coffee. You smoke crack. Isn't that right? Come on, so you can stay up, son. You walking slow. Don't pimp walk. Come on, son, get the coffee, stay up. I'm trying to help y'all save y'all life. Y'all can't be sleeping here. I've been honest with the man. We're trying to save our life, save our soul alive. We've been going the wrong way so long. Y'all understand? We got to stop that. You know how many of y'all here crash? How many of y'all know y'all crash when pressure get too much on you? Start down. That's the purpose of us coming together so we can get from that point. You know what the devil, he keeps bringing you to the same point when you start down and crashing. He keep giving you different ideas to get you to the same. And some stuff he using ain't even new. That's what's bad. It'd be different. He would use a new tactic. You do and some of you bring your life up to get to a point so you can quit, so you can stop. You ain't never been pushed to go further, to do better. That's what you got to get. You got to get with people that push you to do better, to go further. That's how you get to perfection. You don't get to perfection staying where you at. You got to come up. If they talk to you, they tell them to come on up a little higher. Because some of we set out for the spot where it's comfortable where we at. A lot of times they keep you from achieving, just like going to the job, working 20, 30 years, where you came in and where you quit at. Now, what do they say about you? And you bragging about it. 30 years of sitting your ass in the same spot. Meaning you've done nothing. Yeah, I'm being honest, it's terrible. It's just terrible that people don't have a mind to try to see themselves excel and do something. Then you use the excuse about other people. They say, they don't make an excuse. He said a slothful man say, get what he gonna say? There's a lion in the way. I'm gonna be slain without. He said, just like a door on the hinges, that's all a slothful man gonna do. I can't use no excuses. Ain't no excuse. You gotta come up to the mall. Goodness, boy, I ain't never seen folks so tad bit slow. No motivation, no drive. That's scary. That don't scare y'all? This dobbery inspired me more than anything I've done in my life. I done stole cars, dealt drugs. I done something just about anything you name it, I can claim. You hear me? Nothing has done more for me than the dobbery to get my confidence. Nothing. Nothing. All that stuff was an infatuation. You can't do it for so long. This is the one thing I can do until I die. That's got a cause and a purpose behind it. Y'all got me? All things I did, people say, what I'm doing here will let you or cause you death. But I see life. I hear life at the end of it. Y'all got me? Other stuff I had? Nothing. It's a death sentence to me. Just a temporary infatuation. That's what a lot of us do. You can't get infatuated with the word, the Dabarin. You got to fall in love with it. Y'all got, that's the difference. Y'all make people y'all motivation. You make things your motivation. The Dabarin got to be your motivation. Y'all hear me? That's why I talk the way I talk. Damn these people. They'll be all right. Y'all hear me? If you're living what you're supposed to be living and doing what you're supposed to do, what in the world you walk around sad and drop for? What's for you, for you? I beg these people to do that. That book don't teach us about kissing asses. Our book teaches us about loaning men and borrowing for none. How you get to that point? People don't ask that. Everything we were taught was independence. Because he know anytime he told you the servant become the servant, the lender, the borrower becomes servant to the lender. So it makes sense that look what happened now, most of us here. The reason why most of y'all sleep tired, hell, you owe everybody. There's not even a purpose to you. It ain't like you owe because you're doing business and then business is paying you other things and the business is paying for itself. Hell, you just owe for stupidity. And these people have you trapped and you infatuated with them, or now you in love because you're a servant to them. And you can't see yourself breaking away to be free to do this. He told it because he knew this was going to be a hamper and a problem on you obeying this. Okay. I'm telling you, once you got out here and you owe all these people and you separate, you don't see no end, you're in a damn maze and everywhere you keep going, you keep blocking off, you ain't making it with this. It teaches me to be free. It make me want to be free. It do. It make me want to be free. And no way he said to make you free. That's how I know you ain't trying to, y'all ain't really obeying what you've been told him. Ain't no way in the world that make me want to go to a job and sit looking nobody in their face. He said, well, you know, a might make you free. And he said, whoever he said free, free indeed. I got to free myself. Ain't no way in the world ain't going to do it. He ain't going to let me do it. They're passing laws just for people that just like you. So he can get you now, you got to do just like all y'all who try to tell you. How long you going to sit between two opinions? They come out with something new in the jar. Hell, it's amazing what they come out new for the jar only affecting you. How is it what they come out only affects you? Because they already know. Ain't one people we got to target. There's other people like you would believe this, but hell, they so far in debt in the hole, they already done said what I'm going to do without them. So you got to kiss ass. Let me tell you what every prayer do. Every person got to do this. And it's just being honest with all y'all. Don't watch it in too long. Especially for a teacher. You can't send these people a job and do this because it's going to be a conflict. There's a lot of stuff I can't do. Hell, yeah, I can sell pork to the unclean. There's a lot of stuff I can do. They're not going to let me sit in no store and selling people no pork. I put the one to people. There's a lot of stuff I can't do. I'm being honest with you. It ain't going to work for me. Not for me, I'm supposed to be a white man. Hypothetically, I sell you some pork, I come here and I'm supposed to be a pre, you find out, you're like, I saw you on the internet and you teach such, and you sold me that pork. And like, yeah, is it wrong? Yeah. Why you didn't warn me? Well, my job. Exactly. Just being honest. Everybody know where they at. There's a lot of stuff you can do. I can't do it. I put a warn to people. Y'all hear me? Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. How what you got, son? Y'all all right tonight? All right. Listen, there's a lot of stuff a lot of y'all here can do. You ain't me. $18. Let me see if about 7. Let's see that's what I want. That's a whole lot of stuff people can do him. Listen, I'm talking about for me though. Everything don't fit me. It's like Shaul said, all things are what was it? But all things what? That's the truth. I could find something unclean. He said anything David said you can't eat. He said you can sell it to the stranger. But somebody come back and look at me and be different. They'll say, yeah, but you being a watchman, or you being a pastor, shepherd, I just thought you would have warned me. Damn, I'd be in a mess. I'm just being honest now. Let's all our shamut. 18. But you ain't, but be honest with you though, when you ain't got no care in your heart for nobody, hell, you don't care what you do. There's a lot of folks, they don't care. A lot of folks don't care. 18-7. Let's see what happens. Listen.
And Mashah went out to meet his father-in-law and did obeisance to him and kissed him, and they asked each other of their welfare.
Listen.
And they came into the tent. And Mashah told his father-in-law all that Yahuwah had done unto Pharaoh and to Mitzrayim for Yasharal's sake.
What happened?
And all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how Yahuwah delivered them.
Listen.
And Jethro rejoiced for all the ta'ub which Yahuwah had done to Yasharal, whom he had delivered out of the hand of Mitzrayim.
What happened?
And Jethro said, Baruch be Yahuwah, who hath delivered you out of the hand of Mitzrayim,
what happened?
and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who hath delivered the people from under the hand of Mitzrayim.
What happened?
Now I know that Yahuwah is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly he was above them.
Listen.
And Jethro, Mashah's father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifices for Elohim. And Aharon came, and all the elders of Yasharal, to eat bread with Mashah's father-in-law before Elohim. And it came to pass on the morrow that Mashah set to judge the people.
What happened?
And the people stood by Mashah from morning unto the evening.
What happened?
And when Mashah's father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, What is this thing that thou doest to the people?
He want to know what it is that you do to the people. What happened?
Why sittest thou thyself alone?
What happened?
And all the people stand by thee from morning unto even.
What happened?
And Mashah said unto his father-in-law.
And what happened now?
And Mashah said unto his father-in-law.
You say his father-in-law said something.
And Mashah said unto his father-in-law.
What did he tell his father-in-law?
Because the people come unto me to inquire of Elohim.
Oh, I can't sell everything. People come to inquire of me. I can't sell everything. When they come to inquire of me, they're going to put me on the spot. I just said what Moshe just said. He want to know what the thing you do that you sit alone. I can't do what everybody else do. That's a lot of folks do a whole lot of stuff. People come to inquire of me. Ain't that what he just told them? He said the people come to inquire of me. I know some other one that do it. Ain't nobody inquiring of them then. But the people come to inquire of me. That tight. And that what he just let, he let the man know. The people come to inquire of me now. There's a lot of stuff out here you can do. Everything not expedient for me. Y'all hear me? So I got a business part I do. They'll tell you, I keep stuff to a level. I had to watch stuff. I had to watch what I do. I had to watch. I said, come back up. I had to watch it. I done business in here with some of y'all. Yeah, you don't call me more money than what you even know. Don't lose a lot of money with these folks. They don't have no idea, do they? I repeatedly spend over money just wait. A lot of times, you know why I watch that, though? Because I got to watch myself. Somebody come back, they got to inquire of me. I don't need to be looking at no thief and no crook and no scammer, so I had to watch it. People come to inquire of me. Hell, some of them, they don't care. It don't make no difference. Y'all hear me? That's what the man looked at. You know why them people sat there all day and all night with that man? Because they know they can get good advice from him. They know they come at that man for judgment. He's going to tell them what's right. And they ain't coming no flim-flam and no scam and stay all that time. He said, they come to inquire of me. Y'all all right? That tight. Come on, friend. That Yeshayahu on up. That 54th chapter. I get y'all. We done talked about a lot of stuff, man. Book right, though.
Ahmad.
Book right. Well, the folks believe they book right now. Book it right. 54, where we at now? Verse 8, or you still at 7?
Verse 8.
Verse 8. We almost had what I told you to get. How that feel to almost be where you supposed to be? You feel good. I'll peel that motorcycle around. Ain't that right? Come on for a minute. Listen.
In a little
Who
wrath.
I can do that and threaten a man like that? But I love you, though. I'll peel that motorcycle around, though. But I love you, though. Listen.
In a little wrath, I hid my panim from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith Yahuwah, thy Redeemer.
Listen.
For this is as the Marym of Nuach unto me, for as I have sworn that the Marym of Nuach should no more go over the Aritz, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee.
Listen.
For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my shalom be removed, saith Yahuwah, that have mercy on thee.
Listen.
O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires, and I will make thy windows of agates, and thy doleth of carbuncles, and all thy borders of pleasant stones,
Yeah.
and all thy children,
And who?
all thy children,
And all who?
thy children,
To do what?
be taught of Yahuwah.
That's how we're going to know. And they that watch, they knew it was Yahuwah. Only way to know it, they had to be taught. See, the people that were taught that sat there and watched would notice the strangest thing. How they just sat there and they watched the ark being carried upon the Marym. They watched the ark being exalted above all of the Marym. All those people that were taught knew this. See, a lot of stuff you guys miss because you ain't been taught. You ain't been taught because one thing people do, you reject knowledge. That's what he told us in the book of Husham. And because you rejected, I also rejected you too. Huh? He told you it's going to be as the waters of Nuach to him. The Marym is Nuach. Well, during the Marym of Nuach, the Marym, they call the water, were carrying the ark. So did they. They were leading from judgment hall to judgment hall. And eventually, the ark got above the mountains. He said, this should be me as the waters of Nuach. But after a while, you know what happened? The book told you that the water subsided, meaning it died down immensely. The same thing I'm doing with these people. It's going to be a sudden death. It's going to be a sudden drop of these people. Huh? Okay. So what do we learn once we're taught? We learn the effects of learning when we go back to look in our Torah, which means instructions. Teaching instructions. We go back through our instructions. Sometimes you get a product and you don't know how to use it or something different. You say, let me get the manual, just look at it right quick. Familiarize myself. That's what you're supposed to be doing with the Torah. You're supposed to be familiarizing yourself with it. So when different things come up, you're already familiar with it. You got me? Tribulation, work it, patient, work it, experience, work it, hope, and hope maker, which means I have familiarized myself with the manual. So when I seen my machinery start to do something, I remember reading this in the manual when it told me what to do, cut it off. Wait a couple of seconds, push another button. All these things you need to know. People do that when they learn about products, computers. I got people, their computer start, they already know how to break it down, stop something, go get something, pull up a virus or whatever, virus protector, all this different stuff people know how to do, reinstall, reboot. Why is it you don't know how to do that when they come down to you? When they come down to the Dabarim? How do you don't know how to reboot? You shut down. What's your reboot? How they don't know this? So then it would be fair to say that the invisible things of Elohim are cleanly seen. All this stuff, why do you think he let you get this stuff? It's all cold. So when he come back him, he's going to have judgment without mercy. You shown none. You reacted under none. I told you for obedience, you never complied. But you see, you can do all this stuff. You got patience with stuff. You got some stuff these people got in a car, break down, but you know they got the patience to wait on it. Let the car wait, say stuff for it, baby, fix it. People got all kind of stuff. They got old clothes, old shoe hold. They'll patch and play with. When it come down to trust and wait on the Dabarim, you won't wait on that. You don't have no patience on him. When he clearly told you, if I'm going through something, he told me, for a little while. I ain't going to leave you forever. You know what I mean? He told you after that you suffer. Make you what? How long did he hide that faith from him? He said, for a little while. Just for a little while. Huh? But then it's I'm going to come back and give you everlasting mercy. So there's a purpose behind what we suffer. But a lot of times we automatically faint and stop existing when something happens. He forsaken me, I'm done. That's why you got to know the Dabarim. That's why you got to come back to know the Nabah. So you go back and look at what he told her in the 24th chapter book of Order, y'all. Goodness, boy, if I had some time for y'all. Because you need it. Order, y'all. $24.44. Listen.
And he said unto them, These are the Dabarim which I spake unto you while I was yet with you.
They're
all things must be fulfilled.
So everything y'all reading got to be fulfilled, which were written
in the law of Mashah,
which we'll refer to as the Torah. What else?
And in the Nabah,
and in the Nabah,
and in the Tahalim,
and in the Tahalim, which is going to be the writings. They'll have the Ketuvim is what they call it. Spelling, we had to go back over there and find it for that, because you got letters that's not actually there for us. We don't have a V and other ones, but the Ketuvim will refer to the writings. Our book is broken down in those different parts. Y'all going to have the Torah, you're going to have the Nabah, then you're going to have the Ketuvim, which is going to be our writings. That's when they refer to the Tahalim. Those are writings. Y'all got it? Listen.
Concerning me,
then
opened he their understanding,
that they might
understand the scriptures,
which he opened their comprehension, that they might comprehend the scriptures. So they had to realize that then what you learned about him, now you got to learn to put in display for yourself. The book told us he left us what? An example, that we should follow his steps, who did know, neither was deceit found. See, when you go back to find what you find in our Nabah with Yeshayahu, for a little while, I was wroth with thee, and I hid my panim. But then I'm going to come and give you everlasting mercy, all these different things. This ain't talking to no sinner. This is talking to somebody that held the contentment of believing the Dabarim. You don't do that. So now what people just magically do, I say magic because it's witchcraft, the mere fact that you put in your mind that this is talking to you when you're doing the complete opposite. This was talking to a man that was consistent, yet he still suffered things. But the consolation was in, but this is what's going to happen for you. I'm going to remember, as he remembered the ark. He spared Noah and his family, didn't he? When it was upon the Ma'im. Then I consider that. He remembered and showed grace to them. I'm looking to do the same thing for us. What did we find out about the people in the wilderness? The book said they found grace. How? 40 years when they was in the wilderness, people died. He said, but the people found grace. He told them that. He said, your shoes didn't wax whole. You didn't get no coin. Your feet should have swollen up. Same shoe 40 years. Your clothes didn't wear out on your back. But you know what the people been looking at? I've been going through this for all this time. I just been serving. But look at how I've been keeping you, though. You ain't paid attention to what didn't happen. Look at what should have happened to you. He said you found grace in the wilderness. See, while other people are dying out, these different things are going on, I still been keeping you. But you so busy being consumed in your stupidity and your sorry way and want to be patronized for your stupidity. Instead, you looking at the man still done gave you grace. People want more than what they actually need. Ain't nobody here ain't got what they need. Having therefore food and raiment, therewith be what? Raise your hand, you don't have no food. Raise your hand if you don't have no clothes. Why you ain't content? This is called sin. Nan told you to be content. Be content. You don't even do good with what are you been talking to stuff? We've been just smiling. You have meditate. I good. All right, I got you. That's good then. Heroin, expensive. Tell somebody out there. Don't do. I got a guy be playing one worders with him. Do nonsense. Yeah, I know. But the thing is, a lot of times we don't actually sit back to look at. We actually have more. It's just because if you look at why a lot of us are not content, because you start measuring yourself by other people. Oh, yeah, the average we do. We measure ourselves by other people. By other people, we know whether or not we made it. By other people, we know whether or not we in poverty or whatever. We don't look at what does the Marym teach us. Having food and raiment, he told you that would be content. How many of y'all you only got like one sandwich? How many of y'all you only have one meal? I ain't saying you only ate one meal a day. All you got is one meal. How many of y'all, the only clothes you have is what's on your back? Well, the book said y'all be content. But we wind up putting ourselves in a situation where we wind up complaining so much and mumbling and grumbling so much, you don't even look at what he's already done for you. You don't even look at what he's already done for you and what he's doing. Who's going to give something to somebody that's ungrateful? You ain't even great. I told you food and rain. The man went around and told you foster have whole, birds have nest. So I ain't got nowhere to lay mine. Who in here ain't got nowhere to lay their head tonight? Nobody. Who in here? This is bad. This is bad. I need bigger and better and greater and more. And the man said he had nowhere to lay here. How many stories we read of him talking about that? How sad and broke down and he had nowhere to stay. See, a lot of times people things so bad, we don't look at the important things we need. I'm a believing proponent of us having. Y'all got me? But the first thing we got to have is the information. And the information got to be displayed in our living that we got to stand fast to it. Y'all got me? I'm talking about to a living. We cut, deal, lie, cheat, steal, everything we can do contrary to what he told us. When it's called for it for us and flesh called for it, we get out of character than what we're supposed to do. See, you got to stay consistent. If you want him to be consistent on his part, be consistent on your part. But don't go calling him the record on something you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Right.
The average of us are guilty for calling him the record, and you ain't been doing what you're supposed to do. You don't call a man like Abraham Yasaku, you call. All we got is consistent. All we got is consistency. Willingness, desiring to do and become a part of, wanting an inheritance. What do you want? Hell, some sorry-ass woman, some sorry-ass man, some sorry-ass job, some sorry-ass house, some sorry-ass excuse. And you ain't even set yourself to look at what you got to get. The most important thing, you got to get a resting place for your soul. Most important thing you're going to never do. But y'all ain't got to believe him, just wait till you die and leave him. And everything he told them, and he said to them, thus it is written, and thus it behooved the Mashiach to suffer. And to rise from the dead, the third doom, and that repentance and remission of sins should be preached in his name among all nations, beginning at Jerusalem. And he told them that he was going to send the promise of his Father upon them. Huh? That's what we're looking for, the promise. But you got to make preparation to get that promise. What preparations have you made for this promise? The promise of him gathering us in, the promise of him giving us the road. What preparation are you making? You know where the preparation starts with us? In the heart. You got to get convinced of your inner part. Y'all let too much stuff move you and sway you, and get you out of character when it comes down to what you're supposed to do. In everything, just like a tree, you got seasons. You got seasons, you got time. You got to know, and then you got to know how, when you got to get instant. I wouldn't let no grits beat me out. They got grits you make in 2 minutes. Anybody know a good damn real grit that you can't cook it in 2 minutes? Now, you know what that means? I can do what I got to do that quick. How does it take y'all time? I got to fix myself. I got to get myself together. I got to think for a minute. And just now I don't feel like it. Book told you to be instant. In, outer. Don't take that long. That's why I make instant stuff. You got people that don't want to wait. They ain't going to believe by you. They don't want to wait. Well, who should came by a tree? I want some figs now. Huh? Rob Bay wanted crack. He said he want a rock right now. Well, he said, I want a fig right now. Where you think he got it from? Then you got to be instant. And what happened when y'all, you got to get yourself together. You got to try to think. You got to forget. You got to see what you got to do. All of these are not the characteristics of the people of Elohim. We got to transition. I tell you all the time, y'all are terrible on transitioning. Y'all got too many weights, and after a while, your weights become sin. Sin goes against the law. Now, you just defied the living Elohim. Because he's giving you commandments, statutes, judgment, and orders, and you won't do them. So now you don't even realize he only set me as he set the people before me just to slay you. Finish that Allah Shamu. 2 and 4. Then we're going to finish up that. I'm going to get ready and let y'all get out of here. But y'all needed this. See, a lot of stuff I told y'all just like was proving that she was Beth Ula. You got to believe it to be saved, but just be honest. How is that going to help you live? They ain't going to help you live no better. Because the first thing you need to get is fear. Okay. Go ahead and brag. Go show people what y'all just learned tonight. You just learned you could prove that she was Beth Ula. When he actually said she was Alama, meaning she was of age. That's not going to help you live no better. Because that's only important if you believe all of the scripture. When he went through, he opened their comprehension to believe and to know all of it, to comprehend it. See, the little stuff y'all keep comprehending ain't got nothing to do with your soul being saved. That's not going to help you be saved. It's really not. Huh? Not unless you believe the whole book. You believe the whole book, then you'll display it. Y'all got me? There's a lot of stuff I can tell you little stuff like that. Oh, it's so fascinating. How many of y'all felt it was fascinating overnight? That was tight. That was on. Good. Now, exactly, tell me how to help you live better tonight. Exactly. Tell me what sin you finna break now tonight. Exactly. But it excites you. Don't think I'm sitting up in there talking a bit long and I keep going stuff because I ran out. A lot of stuff I tell you is really not going to save you. Because you ain't got no mind to stop sinning. You got to get a fear. You got to get a reverential awe for Elohim and for his Dabarim. Y'all got me? Then it becomes important because you got to realize what you have to do. You're going to have to break away your connection from man. Man is part of your problem, whether it's yourself, and you self-inflict yourself. Don't worry about it. Come on, son. This is Allah Shemut, chapter 2. What we left out, verse 13, 14. Dealing with Mushah.
15.
15. 2 and 15. Listen.
Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Mushah.
Yeah.
But Mushah fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian.
Yeah.
And he sat down by a well. Now the Kahan of Midian had 7 daughters. And they came and drew Marym and filled the troughs to Marym their father's flock.
Listen.
And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Mushah stood up and helped them and watered their flock.
What happened?
And when they came to Ruel, their father, he said, how is it that you are come so soon today?
What happened?
And they said, a man of Mitzrayim delivered us out of the hand of the shepherds, and also drew Marym enough for us, and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, and where is he? And why is it that ye have left the Anus? Call him, that he may eat bread.
The purpose of why I took y'all back over this to show y'all a little something. This same man, Mushah, who did all the other action, was just being trained up to come and bring us out from the land of Mizraim. You got to start small before you go big. See, in my position, sometimes I got to fight off other shepherds. And you should have known, somebody already told y'all about this. At the 4th chapter of the book of Yeshayahu. Listen to what he told you. Yeshayahu 4 and 1. Listen.
And in that
Pay attention. In that what? What's going to happen?
7 Nashim
To do what?
take hold of one Anus,
Listen.
saying, we will eat our own bread,
And do what?
wear our own apparel,
But what happened?
only let us be called by thy name,
Yeah.
to take away our reproach.
What you think Moshe did for them? 7 daughters came to a well to get water, and the shepherd was driving them off. Then he got to come under subjection. He took away their reproach. That's why the Father know how did they get back so early. He took away their reproach. That's the same thing we look at with Yahushua. When he told you, you go back and search it, you're going to find out the whole book talking about him. In the book of Kazon, I know y'all tired tonight, you'll see him standing in the midst of 7 lampstands. Wow. They're in bad shape tonight. It makes sense to get a man like this, somebody that can defend us. When he tried to tell us in the tension, he told you he was a good shepherd. Huh? He told you he wasn't going to lead no sheep. He said a howling to do that. He see the wolf come and say he'll flee. He ain't his sheep. That's what he's trying to tell what he'll do. I'm going to fight for my sheep. Huh? Why you think he take a man like Daoud to set him up over us and set us a man of my own heart? Somebody that willing to take away the reproach. The same thing you find, all you find, he just told us that we'll be called by your name and we'll wear our own apparel, showing you what we're going to do. We're going to come out of these people's stuff. We said, and take away our disgrace. Most of the time, look at it, we don't put these white folks stuff on and look like these crackers, and they still treat us like nothing. You still got reproach on you. Hell, they don't stop them from shooting you. Don't stop them for disrespect. Hell, you wear everything they tell you to wear to come to work. All the tie they tell you to wear. Hell, then you still find they got memo stuff on computer and come say stuff blatant to your face. You still got disgrace on you. So what all this happened and why all this happened? Because it's supposed to drive us to do the same thing you just heard him. We're supposed to drive us to want to be called by his name. We want him to take away our reproach. Just like Daoud, just like you see Musha was. The thing y'all didn't miss with these guys, you sure? These men were Raha. This is the same thing in the book of Bamidbar, 27:15. Let him tell what he said, son. 27:15, Bamidbar. I'm calling numbers. I'm going to let y'all go. We had more, but don't worry about it. Y'all done heard enough tonight. Y'all done went as far as you can go. Listen.
And Moshe spake unto Yahuwah, saying,
Do what?
Let Yahuwah, the Elohim of the Ruach of all flesh, set an anus over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of Yahuwah be not as sheep which have no ra'ah.
Come on.
And Yahuwah said unto Moshe, Take thee Yahusha the ben of Nun, and anus in whom is the Ruach, and lay thine hand upon him.
And what happened?
And set him before Eleazar the Kohan,
Yeah.
and before all the congregation,
And what you want him to do?
and give him a charge in their sight.
And what happened?
And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him.
See that? That's what we look at. That's why he told you, had you believe Musha, you would have believed me. He wrote of me. See, everything that you find him doing, he did it. Came to pass for he did it. We needed somebody that can go out and bring us in. That's why he told, don't let your heart be troubled. You believe in Elohim, believe also in me. In my Abba's best, a many mansions. If it wasn't so, I would have told you. He gonna believe what he did after that. I go. And if I go, I come again to receive you unto myself. That where I am, I'm gonna go out in your sight, then I'm gonna come back into your sight, then I'm gonna take you back out and take you where I'm at. Moshe told us that. But we had to get somebody that could fight. That's when you find him coming back. And every eye gonna see him, and all nations gonna wail, even so because of him. The other Raha will kill us too. I don't know what these folk come up with these punk-ass, weak-ass pastors. You defending sheep.
Come on.
I don't start the wood. The man done told you a bear came. What he did, start praying? And a lion. Hell, I slew him. I took that sheep right back out of his mouth. Huh? Don't worry about it. That's what people teach. That's why he looked passive to people too, don't he? But yet the man coming back in the book until he got a sword. The man come back with an army. That sound like a passive man? The man come back, he gonna kill everybody that pierced him. All nation, all kindred gonna wail, even so because of him. And he said, a mot. That's the truth. Where people get this weak pastoring come from? It's scary and run off. Where does stuff come from? He's just asking to set a man over the congregation so they don't be like sheep. It don't make sense to me if I can't defend you. Don't worry about it. Y'all tired tonight. Don't worry about it. Y'all do go home, go to sleep. Just think about the grave. Think about her belly being the womb, being a tomb, and then you should be saved in the morning. A lot of stuff that I told you, I give you information. It's information, pertinent information, but it don't help you if you don't believe everything about it. Huh? It just came to solidify his statements about him. See, everything has been coded. A lot of stuff you're not supposed to know. A lot of people say, well, I always believed it, but you're supposed to believe on him as. See, the dangerous part about a lot of stuff you believe, it ain't been scripture. I just always had a feeling. How many of y'all had a feeling she was a virgin? Could you have proved it? Because the statement they got in there, he never said it. So you got people that wrote, they have a Greek word for it as well. When you're reading the book of Matthiyahu, and they tell you a virgin should be in Emmanuel, God with us, he never told you that. The Greeks put a word, they got a Greek word for virgin as well. He never told you that. See, everything we got, I told you, is coded. They done assumption. They got you believing through assumption, but you got to be able to definitively know why you believe what you believe. As Shaul said, I'm not ashamed, for I know in whom I believe. In that same 54th chapter, he told him that he won't be ashamed, meaning he won't be put to shame. Meaning what you believe, the statements I've told you, I won't embarrass you. These statements are true. Don't worry about it. Ashamed the way you looking at, he will let you know who will believe in him won't be put to shame. Y'all got it? What you've been taught about him, the amount about him, he's showing you, I will not have you embarrassed about it. I will deliver. When he was sitting on the tomb, they told him, let Elohim deliver if he'll have him. He already knew. He told him, this is only for a moment. And if people paying attention, he told you, he was going to do a short work. He's only for a little while. This one won't be for a long time. But when you don't know the scripture, then you don't have consolation. And what mess a lot of y'all up and why you wind up faltering, going right back in your shell, right back in your hellhole direction, because you don't believe enough to get consolation. When something happens, you automatically run to your own defense. You run to your own ideology or your own ideology, and that's where your failure comes in. You don't trust him enough to stay consistent with the double ring. That's where you're false at. So you tonight, the average of you, 99% of my members can say, just like Eunice said, false in me. False in me. That's good.
Come on.
False in me.